in Bitcoin. You know, and so when I hear my neighbor or, you know, somebody that's read 1 or 2 articles, you know, give me advice on Bitcoin, you know, I just smile.
I got to keep the volume down a little bit.
I want you guys to remember, when you come across those individuals, everybody in here, you know what I'm talking about. You know, that person that comes to you and, you know, they've read a few things and they think that, you know, they're an expert, you know, on what this is. And just remember this, you can be right or you can be rich.
It's saying very bad connection, so I hope you guys can see here.
With those people. I mean, I literally thank you. I appreciate
you
sharing
Mark
that
Lane?
information with me. And I just move on.
DM
Don't get
Profit.
caught up in all of that. Because guess what? They will ultimately find out.
Marcus, what's going on?
Right now, you know, Bitcoin is less than 700 billion, or I should say cryptocurrency is less than 700
Go ahead
billion
on some
in total.
females.
But every day, over $600 million is moving into this space. They're predicting that 5% of the Forex market is going to move into cryptocurrencies next year. Guys, that's $510+ trillion. So we're talking about a huge amount of movement around the world that's going to be moving into cryptocurrencies. And what I love is what Luis has done with this company,
Arizona,
to put some foundations in place so that we can take advantage of this massive opportunity that's in front of us for 2018.
What's going on, Joey?
Because the one thing that I know is that it's the wild, wild west right now when it comes to cryptocurrency. It's kind of like a gold rush. Everybody wants to get their hands on some, they just don't know how.
So they're going to have me speaking here a little bit later here. We got Joey Rockets coming in. He's just messaging me
here. To become educated investors, to become educated business owners, and help those around us become educated so that they can make educated decisions on information.
Atai, who the hell are you, and what have you done with Clover?
So what is mine? Let's talk a little bit about this. Well, these units up here.
Yeah, so I'm going to be speaking. I'm one of the only YouTubers here. So Luis is the guy that I've been connecting with here, and he's going to be up here speaking a little bit, trying to keep my voice down so I don't carry it. A lot of people are interested in what's going on. Yeah, Bitcoin is dropping. Everyone's getting into the altcoins.
People are day trading it.
So this is now mining. I do need a camera.
There's algorithms that are taking place every single day. So it used to be you could just download your computer, and by turning your computer into a Bitcoin server, and by assigning a certain amount of your resources on your computer to the Bitcoin network, based upon how many new Bitcoins were created in that day, through all those, you know, and once you get a certain amount of new chains, a new section is created. Well, this blockchain, once a certain amount of new blocks in this algorithm are created, a new Bitcoin is created. And every single day this is taking place.
It's so weird jumping on people's
streets. Right now there's 18 million Bitcoin in circulation.
What's up, Marcus?
Yeah.
And Satoshi designed the code. The founder.
You want me to go hit on girls?
He's still, that's debate on who that is.
My audience, man.
He designed it, but there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin, you know, ever created. So by the year 2020, 2022, Bitcoin will be completely mined out. So we're in a situation where years and years ago, there was Bitcoins every single day. They can transact to hundreds or thousands of millions of dollars, depending upon how many of these you have.
I apologize, guys.
So they're called mining farms.
I was having some issues there.
Hundreds or thousands, or excuse me, tens of thousands in place. So how are they generated? Well, basically the process that I wrote down, you know, through computers that process the transactions of its users. So anybody can go out and purchase one of these. So what's unique about our situation is over the last few years, Luis has been, Bitmain is one of those companies that he's been able to create some very strong relationships with. You know, if you or I wanted to purchase these units on the market, we would typically pay about $4,000 plus the power supply and cabling on top of that. Because of the contract,
I'm gonna see what I can do about the internet here, guys.
Pricing that he's able to receive. Well, to give you an idea, earlier this year, when these S9s were created, they were able to generate thousands of dollars in revenue month 1. But by month 4, by month 5, it was less than 1,000, and it was a negative decrease every single month
Luis said,
They're
I'm with
after
Luis. He
today,
said that
one of these units, Bitcoin right now,
I need
is
to go
you
talk
can
to Luis
actually go
now because he
onto
told me not to
a
record.
variety of websites
We're YouTubers, so.
and see, you can plug in
Here, you
the
go over
specific
here.
type of model,
Talk
you can
with
plug
Luis.
in the amount of kilowatt you're paying per kilowatt hour, how many cents you're paying, and you can actually determine what each of these units are going to make you on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis. And so we're really excited about the new units. I apologize about that. But they're kind of like AI units where they can literally choose from transaction to transaction what coin they want to mine, whichever is the most profitable in that transaction. So
they're trying to tell us we couldn't record, so we're the only ones allowed to.
So trading, okay, this is the other half of the equation with now mining. So 4 months ago, I started to personally, okay, I opened up accounts with GDAX, that's one of the top exchanges, with Bittrex, with Binance, with Bitfinex. And I know that might sound like, Chinese to some of you guys, but these are multiple exchanges that are very solid in the marketplace for you to buy and sell cryptocurrencies each day. I had spent a week, okay, mind you, in front of the computer. Now I had some knowledge with stocks and stuff in the past, but I had never day traded cryptocurrencies before. So I moved $1,000 in a wallet, and I wanted to see what I could generate. And with relative ease, I was able to make a little over 1 to 3% a day with my $1,000. So I ended up moving a larger amount into a wallet to day trade that.
We want to keep some of these things private, I guess, but we have some special permissions because I know the main guy. Not a secret meeting. I think that they're just they're recording. You can see the camera right there, so they're recording as well.
Lewis has been able to go over to the UK.
So Lewis is going to be up here talking here in a little bit.
So able to get these set up and have these bots on multiple platforms, day trading these currencies on behalf.
Yeah, I'm going to get up there and talk, but they don't want me to talk about BitConnect, so I'm going to be talking generally about cryptocurrency.
It's been around since 2014, and it was designed to be able to integrate the best of two worlds, mining and trading. So to give you a little background on Luis and what really attracted me to this, the one thing that, as I started to look at all of these companies out there in the marketplace.
I know. I apologize for the internet, guys. I'm gonna see if I can do something here.
A lot of garbage that's out there. There's a lot of companies where I can't, meet the ownership. I don't even know who the ownership is. They're hiding behind layers of protection. There's some foreign country, some, overseas owner. And as I'm trying to research if I want to put my money into this company or this company, everybody's telling me that they're going to give you X percentage. There's a lot of companies, they're called HYIPs, high yield investment programs, and it was scary to try to figure out what is what. And so a friend of mine that I've known for a number of years,
could lower the quality to lower
Mr.
bandwidth.
I've worked with him this last year on a number of different business ventures. And Oz has been one of the gentlemen that's been telling me, John, you gotta go buy some more Bitcoin. He's been investing in Ethereum and Bitcoin, and he's been able to capitalize on those markets as they've gone up. And about 6 weeks ago, he told me about something unique that's happening with a friend of his.
A little bit later after Luis is done talking. So Luis Ortega is the main guy with Now Mining here.
Take a look at what he's doing with this company Now Mining. Now, when I started to ask Oz to tell me a little bit more about Luis, and I understood his background, Luis, I think he's a savant or a genius when it comes to helping companies build their infrastructure.
Yeah.
Over the last 20
really
years,
smart
he's
guy.
helped 15 companies go from the red to profitability. Some of those companies that you guys recognize the names of, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, integral in helping that company go from an unnamed, unknown, bottom of the line rental car company to what it is today. He's worked with TMX Security, Wells Fargo. If you've ever had a package delivered to your house from Amazon, from some guy out of his car, he helped set up the shipping on the Western Hemisphere, and these practices that he helped implement are now being adopted in other parts of the world. Companies will hire him to come in and help them establish their foundation, grow their foundation.
Any blockchain companies here,
and,
so.
The little bit of time I had to spend with him,
yeah, I think
and hear him speak about 4 weeks ago, I was blown away at the knowledge that he has. But more importantly,
Joey's
I was
getting
just
ready to
impressed with
stream.
the fact that I was actually able to meet with him. I was able to shake his hand, I was able to look him in the eye.
He's getting ready to go.
and to recognize that there's a physical presence here. This is a CEO that has accessibility. And any of you guys that have been involved in this industry for more than a month, you recognize how unique and rare that is. And what he's putting in place in Phoenix, the training center that he's putting together, that's going to have a bunch of these units and the ability for people to come in and tour and see what one of these mining farms look like in a sample form, to be able to get trained on this industry. I've heard that we're going to have a Bitcoin ATM on site so that people can buy Bitcoin right there on the spot. There's going to be some fun things, guys, that come out. So how can you take advantage of this market? I'm right here on time. I got about 5 more minutes. So the way that you and I can participate in what's coming this next year, Now Mining has given us the opportunity to be able to purchase mining contracts. Okay, for 280 days, okay, we can put some money on the platform. And the company's going to do 2 things with it. Well, they're going to use those funds to purchase the next batch of these ant miners. Until those units come available to purchase, we've already pre-ordered the next batch in February. We're going to move the funds over to multiple wallets in different exchanges and have our trading bots trade those. Lewis actually showed me some of those wallets 4 weeks ago and showed me the percentages that he was earning. And I was very, very impressed.
My audience is getting so chauvinistic.
All of these
I need to bring some more ladies on my stream.
Money on a platform, they want you to immediately roll the profits back into the company every single day. They never want you to pull your funds off the platform. I love the fact that when Lewis, when you put funds into a mining contract and you're making profits, you have to remove your profits from that platform externally to your Bitcoin account with Coinbase or blockchain or wherever it is, before you can make a conscious decision to put those funds back into the platform and to buy up, or essentially compound your interest. So how do these mining plans look? Okay? Well, to recap, guys, the bulk buying power that the company has, the ability to purchase these ant miners at the wholesale cost instead of the retail cost, and getting those ant miners, I don't know if any of you tried to buy the S9s earlier this year, but they were sold out for months, and by the time they were available, it's profitable.
What is the event about? So I'm gonna do a little bit of a recap. So this event is about Now Mining. So what they do is they mine the top 5 cryptocurrencies in their opinions. So it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, and Dash. Those 5 coins are the ones that they're
$1,000, it's up to $13 a day. The $3,000 mining plan up to $40 a day.
Apologize for the internet connection.
Okay, it's $5,000 up to $70 a day, $10,000 up to $130 a day, $15,000 up to $180 a day, and then we've got 4. 30,000, 50, and 100, and you can see the numbers there. All of these slides, guys, are available online so that you guys can take these home. So remember that there's going to be a $100 mining plan as well. That's on the website. But right now we don't have that slide up. So $500 to $100,000, and what you're going to receive in return is up to the amounts that's listed. Up to 1% a day on each of these mining plans. I don't know where else. In traditional marketplace, I can get anywhere even close to that. Even 1/10 of a percent a day. So the opportunity that we have in front of us right now with the cryptocurrency, market is an amazing one. And he set up something unique. So if there are individuals that want to be able to put money on the platform and just allow it to sit. They just want to, for the next 280 days, they want to go do their thing, and then in 280 days, they want to be able to come in and collect their profits. So the company set up a short-term and a long-term contract, because there's different investor types, there's different buyers that are looking for different things. So the short-term contract, once you've reached $180 in profits in your mining contract, you can withdraw those funds off the platform to your external wallet, and then at that point you can choose what you want to do with those profits. And you can pull those weekly, you can pull those daily if you have over $180 in that wallet, depending upon the size of your mining plan. It's completely up to you. Now, for those that are looking to just keep their funds on the platform and allow the company to continue to make profits on the platforms they're earning daily, you can select a long-term contract. Now, the benefit that you'll receive for that is the company will give you a 25% daily bonus. So whatever percentage you earn that day on your mining plan, add 0.25% to that. Each day, over the 280-day period, and at the end of that, they'll waive the transfer fees. So that's a great option for somebody that doesn't want to compound, they don't want to deal with pulling funds, and they want to be able to take a very passive approach to these mining contracts and the leases that we have in place.
Sorry, guys.
I can tell you guys in the last 4 weeks that I've been involved, working with Now Mining, sharing this with friends and family, it's absolutely changed my wife and my life. Because of what Louis has put in place. I don't know where you can go and get involved in something, sit down with the owner face to face, have him take some time with you, share with you what he's putting in place, be able to go and share it with others and generate over 6 figures of commissions in a very short period of time, and to be able to help a number of other people make a pretty substantial amount of money as well.
Well, I'm going to be looking into some different things.
But by sharing this with other individuals, and we're going to go through that part of this afternoon. We're going to go into the numbers and how you can generate some pretty massive commissions by sharing this with people all over the world. That's the beauty of Bitcoin. You can be in the deepest parts of Africa and you can buy Bitcoin. You can be in any part of the world. And so literally the world is our oyster. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Bill and Juliet to bring up our founder, our CEO, Luis Ortega. Thank you guys.
Well, was I right or right about Johnny? Give it up for Johnny! I'll tell you what, Johnny, we've been better. Amazing job, amazing job. Appreciate everything that you did. We've got a special treat for you guys. We've got the founder and president, Mr. Luis Ortega, going to come up here. I want to tell you something. I'm going to let Juliet give him a proper introduction on some of his background. I know Johnny hit on some of that. But I want you to recognize that every once in a while a person comes along, a leader comes along that has this amazing vision, right? That has this big picture, amazing vision that can change the world. That's the kind of person.
So this is Now Mining.
And that's what
Now
we see
Mining.
in Luis Ortega.
You can see that it's in Spanish there, and part of that is this is bilingual, English and Spanish.
Right, it's not, we all talk beautiful about our leaders, right? But it's not just because of that. It's because when you have a humble heart, that's when you can see it, right? It's not about how much money we make, it's about helping people. It's about helping us grow, helping us thrive into what we want to be in life. Not just because we're grown-ups doesn't mean we're done, It's not like I want to grow up to do this. You can still grow up to do something you want. So
You need to add some Wi-Fi booster to your streaming gear. I'll look into that.
He's very solid. He has a lot of his word. He keeps his word, right? So we trust him. We completely.
Yeah, it is a little bit of an older crowd. I would say that.
And he is somebody you need to work with because he knows what people like. He knows what we all is convenient for all of us. It's not. Again. Without further ado, we would like to welcome the president of Now Mining, Luis Ortega.
Give it up!
So this is Luis Ortega, the CEO. I've been hanging out with there a little bit.
Thank you. Foremost, I want to just start with a quick presentation. I'm used to having the victory in the back to use it as a support, so I'll wait for a second so we can have our presentation up and running. First, I want to say thank you everybody for joining us today. I'm going to be sharing a little bit myself, the experience where the company's going, our mission, vision, and our remaining goal from our company perspective, but what makes us different than anybody else. And it's going to be a little bit of, I don't want to say education, because sometimes sounds nice, but we're going to be sharing our knowledge with you guys. So that will put us on a different spectrum when it comes down to the way we're doing business, the way we started doing business, and how how we are pushing ourselves to the next level, and how we were able to run operations worldwide. So again, thank you everybody. We have about 17 countries today, so that's exciting between the morning meeting and the afternoon meeting. So we are extremely excited about support, and thank you. So I want to share with this with you guys. Where's the link computer? This is the right part. Alright, so introduction. I was born in the US. I was born in Tucson, Arizona. 36 years old. Been in the corporate industry for some while now, almost 20 years. I definitely can tell that my personal growth has been because I have definitely a mentoring program, but I was able to grow up and develop myself in different areas. I grew up in Hermosillo, which is in Sonora, Mexico. I came back to the US. I was just on swimming, so I trained with a couple of universities at that time, and I was able to establish some things. I already have a whole mission, and people make fun sometimes of me because they ask me, so why you Phoenix, right? Yes, a citizen, you were born here, so why you came back? So at that time, Phoenix was obviously in the booming. It was one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, and at that time as well, I needed to make a decision how I wanted to start my professional career. So I decided, obviously, after finishing my bachelor's degree in business and a couple other curriculums at once, I actually came over to start understanding the culture. It was a little bit of culture disconnect when I grew up, and when I was born and when I grew up, when I came back to the States, that I needed to make sure that everybody. So I wanted to make sure that I understand really the culture and everything that went with it. So I wanted to start my career as an enterprise trader card, also known as Enterprise Holdings. I want to just do a little correction there. I worked with Enterprise, and during my career I was very successful. I was able to definitely push the Arizona market, that get recognition nationwide. I didn't necessarily change red numbers from Enterprise at the time to positive numbers. Enterprise was established and solid by itself. I definitely respect Andy Taylor and the Taylor family, which is the founders, and actually the division vice president from that company, so a friend of mine, and he's actually one of my mentors. So I want to just point that out. I definitely work.
It's a good question, Marcus Silva. I'm going to be doing more information on now mining as I am meeting with Luis a little bit more.
Definitely my main bread and butter from a business perspective when I was able to develop myself there. For the managing training program and everything that went with it. I've never been, and I said another sort of industry besides business. So that's kind of my strength as an individual. Also, I wanted to identify the great advantages of the industry itself. So I already mentioned some of the companies I work for. Just to mention, I have Enterprise. I work with TMS Finance as well. Briefly, I worked with Wells Fargo, and I was able to transition to be regional area manager operations for Amazon for the West Coast. So I was launching delivery stations, delivery sites. I was doing support, backup, and everything that's new technology and launching for implementation when it comes down to the West Coast for Amazon. So definitely a great experience. And I like talking a little bit about the experience that I lived with Amazon, because that was a tipping point for me to make a decision, and basically it pushed me towards the decision that I made today. So one of the main reasons was when I was with Amazon, which I still have great friends, the division vice president of technology, I have people in the logistics side, I have a good friend of mine who's still as a regional spots and so forth. One of the main things that made me was the click that did inside of me from a business perspective. What do I mean by the click? And I'm gonna dive in deep a little bit into it. When I worked with all these companies and was successful, I started analyzing myself and believing that I was a great salesman, I was a great operator, I was a great logistics manager. But what really clicked to me, it was when I realized that the special things about these companies that I worked for, it was just not the fact that I was working with them, I was the best one ever. And when you really digest things and you really put things in perspective, you start analyzing the companies, what's the main reason or what is the advantage, the competitive advantages companies have. They allow them to be the #1 in the industry. Granted, and when you do that dive deep, it's basically, and I put this on the PowerPoint, is because of trends and actually the tendency of business. To take something in perspective, Amazon, based on the current plan that had, which I cannot disclose because I'm still on the contract thing. So I can just go briefly over it. Is based on the growth of the company, the projections they have, anything they do in scale-wise in regards of the action.
This is Now Mining. This is the CEO. His name is Luis Ortega. He's kind of going over his background. Now Mining is a mining company that mines Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, and Dash.
The technology advancement, plus already the respective rewards program, I was basically out of the picture within 10 years. And that's one of the things, I won't be retired in 10 years from now, but definitely my position at that point won't be necessarily be open because of the trends and the advancement of the technology and everything is going towards that direction. So that made me think like, okay, I'm working with basically the biggest company in the world. I have definitely a great position. Financially, thank God I'm doing well. I'm set. So one of the things I need to realize is how am I going to be myself in 10 years from now? So as I started looking at trends, I started identifying those little factors in every single company that will allow me to see where the company is going to be at. Because one of the main mistakes that I have done is we think about what we're doing today and we try to jump into the train today. But the reason is we need to jump in the train when it's going towards a direction. And that's when I start realizing that I needed to put a plan in place and be part of a platform of technology or industry that will first be pioneering.
I'm interested to hear my audience's perspective on this company. They're always looking for feedback.
Second, we have
yeah, so they're going to be doing Spanish. This entire presentation's going to be in Spanish later this afternoon.
And second, that I could be a leader and implement what I currently know and able to adapt to. At the same time, that I was able to make a difference and launch something different. And then said, Luis, I have an opportunity for you. At that point, I was doing some sort of a business advisor, facing company, helping them out, and just to touch on what was mentioned earlier. That's one of my hobbies, basically. So I was going to businesses, helping them out, do a whole financial report, deal structure, 4 core areas, stabilization. And I would go in and basically do a whole new business plan, financial plan, and I stay there to execute. To the point that even helped one of my brothers launch his own company. So that's one of the things that, which actually I think is one of the biggest grooming salons right now, which I'm very proud of. So one of the things that I personally took to the core, it was that opportunity for growth. So I'm going to go back to our point. So I got a call from a company and said, Luis, I have an opportunity for you for investment. Please come to London. There's some people that want to meet with you. And this is why I backtracked a little bit. I thought I was going there to support a company in London. And I said, oh wow, I'm going international now, huh? So I was excited. I was doing already a little bit in Canada, Mexico, and in the US. So okay, let's go to London. Or maybe I was going to go as an investor because I know that London was already getting involved with some international forex, and then they had some idea bounty. There were some people from the US that transitioned to UK also because of the possibility of doing business with banks. They're also in East Europe and stuff like that. So I got the opportunity to go, and once I get there, a private group of investors that reach out to me and say, hey, we have an opportunity for you. Okay, so what's going on? So once they start presenting who they were and people that were involved, and they were able to bring that plan of something was already operating, but I wanted to expand it worldwide, and they wanted to do something a little bit higher than what they currently were doing at that time. And they presented this opportunity for me. And even before I take it, this is when it comes down to why we're different than other companies. Because any other person, and I'm just generalizing, and I'm not saying anyone, but I see somebody that will take a job on the opportunity right away. So one of the things that I even did myself, even before taking the opportunity, is I did a whole evaluation of the business myself. What I did is I wanted to see what the company was, what the reserves were, what was the financial plan, the business plan, what was the structure, what was the marketing game planning for expansion. We wanted to make sure that every segment of business, we chose based on company that was done correctly, and the most important, how the relationships were. A company doesn't have a strong relationship when it comes down to it. Basically, it comes down that you're not going to be as solid as you're going to be, or sometimes you're going to be pushed away. And the main reason why is, even though I'm good, always I'm thinking they're going to be the best in every single industry, going against people that have years and years in business.
It's a good question. I know it's a private event. I don't know if it's paid or whatnot. I believe it's more of an informational seminar conference for now mining.
So that's the difference in what separates the
Yeah, so I've got a low battery here, and unfortunately I need to get off the stream here. So I'm gonna have to recharge my battery a little bit. YouTubers, us VIP people. Alright guys, I'm gonna recharge my battery and I'm gonna get back with you here in a little bit. So check back and I'll see if I can get the internet working a little bit better. Yeah, borrow Joey's phone. Alright guys, I'll catch back with you in a little bit.